Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Philip Kristoffer. I'm president of the International Coordinating Committee Justice for Cyprus. As you know, this is a sad day for us. We are commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Turkish occupation of 38% of the island of Cyprus. 40 years ago, the nation of Turkey, utilizing American-made arms in violation of the rule of law of the United States, invaded the Republic of Cyprus, and for 40 years it has been occupying 38% of the island, while 200,000 Greek Cypriot refugees are waiting to go back home. I'm happy to have with us the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee with me here today to make a statement in regards to ending this big injustice, the occupation of Cyprus. Andy?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman and 5 people respond. So let me thank Philip and recognize the Cypriot ambassador and government spokesman and my colleague, distinguished colleague and the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee for joining on what is clearly a dark day in history. 40 years ago, Turkey invaded northern Cyprus and in violation of, from my perspective, all international norms and law at the time, and has continued to unjustly occupy northern Cyprus and divide a nation that once was a prosperous nation, a nation in which Turkish and Greek Cypriots stood side by side with the expectation of an even brighter future. That future, particularly for those northern Cypriots, has been darkened by the continual occupation of Turkish forces, making it one of the most militarized places in the world, unnecessarily so, and has divided families. I visited years ago individuals in Kukula village, which in fact was originally a refugee camp, which still people who lost their homes and had to flee to what is the Republic of Cyprus and continues to be the Republic of Cyprus. It is long past the day in which Turkey should remove its forces. It is long past the day in which the international community should be speaking with one voice about the necessity of reuniting Cyprus with a Cypriot-led effort that seeks to reunify the island as it once was, as one nation. I personally, as the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, will continue to press our administration to be a force for getting to that point. I believe that even on this dark day that we commemorate of 40 years of unjust occupation and invasion, that there can be a bright future. I believe that the economic zone that is shared by Cyprus and Israel, where energy abounds, can be the key that unlocks a future of hope and opportunity and a driver of understanding that, in fact, the nation needs to be reunited. And I will not rest until the last boot of the last Turkish soldier leaves northern Cyprus and we have a process that brings the nation once together reunited as it once was and as it can once again be. And I thank the chairman of my House Foreign Relations Committee for joining with me together in a letter to President Obama to make the case that this is a moment in history, yes, to commemorate, but also to drive American influence to get a just resolution to this unjust reality of the last 4 decades.
Well, I'm Congressman Ed Royce. I'm the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and as Senator Menendez has shared with you, he and I did send a letter to the president on this issue of reunification in Cyprus, on a just solution to the problem in Cyprus. And one of the reasons I feel passionately about this is I have been in northern Cyprus, I have visited there, and I've seen some of the consequences of this very tragic split. The culture is the same, Greek Cypriot culture and Turkish Cypriot culture, but here in the middle of this vibrant, beautiful, beautiful island stretches the barbed wire. And on the other side of the barbed wire are these sites which once had vibrant markets or were a cultural attraction which would bring tourists from all over Europe, all over the world. Today they're vacant. This is unnecessary. This is an opportunity, frankly, to create more economic growth, an opportunity for the next generation of Greek and Turkish Cypriots. I've talked to Turkish Cypriots about their desire. They say, we are one culture. We can work together. Let us work this out. Yes, let's let them work this out. Let's have the Turkish forces, you know, leave the island, and we can work out a just resolution for the future. But I guarantee you, if we can do that, it can be one that guarantees everyone's rights. When I was in northern Cyprus, and most recently, again, I heard about cases. The Maronite ceremony, for example, in northern Turkey, in which Turkish military authorities said no. The local Turkish religious leader, Cypriot religious leader, said, no, 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 let them continue. He tried to intervene. No, let them continue. But no, the Turkish military said, no, no, not, they will not have their religious ceremony here. We have the difficulty with respect to the churches in northern Cyprus. Everyone's faith can be protected. The interests of Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots can be protected if we allow them to work this out. And that's going to require leadership on the part of the United States. That's why I'm proud to join with Senator Menendez and call upon the United States government. Let's get engaged here in helping to resolve this dispute. 40 years is too long for barbed wire to run across this beautiful island. Let's have the United States weigh in and help figure out a way forward. Thank you all very much.
I'm Enди Manatos. You've just heard from the one individual who's selected by the entire House of Representatives to lead the foreign affairs of that body, and the individual selected by the United States Senate to lead the foreign affairs of that body. We saw just a few weeks ago the highest ranking American official to ever go to Cyprus since the invasion and talk about the high priority our government has on ending that. We've heard from both Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots about the desire to end the division and the occupation, and we've also heard from the government of Turkey saying that they are ready to withdraw their troops. And so now with all of this in place, we will see if they do follow through with that commitment. And as this could be the beginning of the end of the barbed wire separating the country, we're going to have the two chairmen symbolically cut the barbed wire over here to the left of the podium.
Mr. Ambassador, come over here. Let's go over there before this.